Hey guys, Sunstreaker Wozza here. Welcome back to another Thursday live stream where, yes, as always, we're covering the important Transformers Earth Wars news subjects like we do every single week. So, what have we got this week? So, we've got some bug fixes. It's about time. I sort of hit Dale up saying, come on, we need to get a grip of these bug fixes. And to fair to Dale, he's literally just got them all sorted like that. Bang, done. So we're going to have a look at them and what they actually mean. We're going to be talking about endurance events and whether the bots and endurance events come around too slow and what we could possibly do to encourage people maybe to play events more. I've got a bit of an idea, but I want to run past you guys as well. We're going to be taking another look at the new combats for those that missed it last week. Just a quick look. We're talking about the new Ability 11s. So we've got Ability 11s for Leo, Zack, and Scattershot, Crankcase and Hoist, Thundercracker and Silverbolt, and Slingshot and Acid Rain as well. And also, the big news is we're going to have a little bit of a sneak peek at 5-star Ruination. So don't forget though, guys, a lot of these things are still in testing. They still can change. A lot of values probably will change, but I don't think the premise will change on most of them. So we can have a look at what sort of come in, but obviously numbers, intricate details are going to change over time. But it's good for me to get a bit of feedback of you guys as well, because I think, I think this, but it's good to get a bit of feedback, you know, from sort of my, my followers and all that, and see what you think as well, rather than just me. So, yeah, that's everything in today's stream. So, as you've probably seen by the pinned message, had some problems on the test server where literally I could not get into a battle. So, again, big thanks to Dale for sorting that out, and we now can actually go in and do some battles. So, I'm hoping it won't crash again. I'm hoping it's just a bug that got ironed out, whatever Dale did behind the scenes. So again, thanks to him, we can actually stream them. But for that reason, I've not had much chance to really test these guys. So I'm kind of testing them at the same time as you in a way. Done a few tests, but not much. But we'll have a look at it regardless. But if the test server does start crashing, then sadly we're sort of in a predicament. There's nothing much you can do, but we'll still go through all the Ability 11s regardless. At the very least, we can go through the descriptions and think what that actually means in the game and whether we think it will be useful or not, and take a look at 5-star Ruination. Cool. So let's have a look who we've got in the chat. So we've got Trax, aka Penn Lancaster first. Thanks for joining. Other of my members as well, but a long-serving member now as well. So thank you. We've got William Wilkinson, Ricky Lau, Jason Rowley, my good friend Chris Lewis, who I talked to quite a bit outside the game and hit him up on video chats and stuff. Good friend of mine. Good to see you, buddy. We got Carnage Mac. All right, Big Blade, my obvious brother from another mother, Grind Time. So a few times, me, Grind Time, and Chris Lewis have all been in a bit of a conference call together. Pretty cool with that. We've got E-Rods as well. We've got Lou Mega 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got my good friend Shani from My Alliance. Good to see you as well. We've got Jason Rowley. We've got... Who else have we got? We've got Mac Levin. How's it going? We've got Andrew Stevenson, we've got Vic Ching, my fellow Brit, good to see you, buddy. We've got Alpha Tryon 1, we've got Anime Edits, good to see you. Philip Martin, Stephen Gomez, another of my members, and yes, greeting from the UK, back to the States, thanks for joining. Mercenary Terror as well, and Tony B, good to see you all. So, before we hit up the game, real life update, what have I been doing? Not much really, so we're getting ready for the busiest weekend in the year in my bar. That comes next weekend. So going to be super, super busy next week. Still going to stream, don't make a difference to that, but super, super busy. But I think the big news for me is that I'm literally getting my PC upgraded tomorrow, I think. I hit the guy out today, and he said he can do it in a day, I reckon, tomorrow. So, should be getting my PC in, my PC back in the same day. Hopefully, maybe Saturday. But always cool. But basically, just getting in bigger case, getting a dual chamber case. Transferring my GPU over, my motherboard over, my cooler over as well. Got some new fans, some RGB RAM in there as well. So we're gonna have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 fans in the case. It's quite a big case. 9 fans, some RGB lighting on the RAM, and obviously my LCD. So I think it's gonna look pretty cool when it's all set and done. And yeah, I think I'm pretty much done then for a while. I think I might get a new motherboard eventually. But I think it's a good upgrade. Get some bit more air into it. Get a bit of a, bit of a more of a positive airflow in there as well. With obviously the 6 fans inlet, 3 LR140s outlet. So 6 120s in, 3 140s out. I think that'll do a decent positive airflow. So yeah, looking forward to that. I think the case will look really cool. So we'll get some pictures put on Discord and then we'll look through it next week. But that's it, real life. I think, yeah, cool. But yeah, in game wise, nothing much. Like I said, been happening. We're gonna go through the event really. And just wanna, try these bugs out and see if they are fixed. Because literally each one of these bots are bots that I use in some way. So super pumped that some of these bots are finally fixed. So we're gonna give them a test on the test server. If that doesn't work, we'll go into the game and test them out. See if they're working as intended. I hope so. Bronze had a few attempts at fixing it now, so fingers crossed. Andrew Stevens, if you sent me a message, then I'll hit you up after. Yeah, like I said, I've been a bit of a mad week this week. But yeah, I will hit you up after the stream and send you that Sash Crystal. We've missed it, no worries. Cool. Okay, let's go into the news. Let's have a look at the news. So by week Ninibong, we are in week 3 of the saga. So this weekend's event is Alliance Totalizer for some of the new MK4 battle boosts. 500,000 points for the Alliance, so it is a nice and easy event. When I first saw it, I was like, MK4 battle boosts, I don't mind them, but I mean, what is it? 10 battle boosts? It's a bit stingy, innit? Giving 10 battle boosts out. But I'm sure they'll probably be in bundles. But do we really need to monetize Mark 4 battle boosts? I'm not too sure. I think it's a bit of a cheap trick, really, to monetize them. But I think if they gave more out in the event, I wouldn't be too against it. But, I think 10 battle boosts is a bit stingy. It's one of each. You can't really try it out. But it's a 10k event, pretty much, so not too bad, and it's open-ended, so people can go and farm more XP if they want to. So I wouldn't say it's a bad event. I wouldn't say it's a great event. Yeah, it is what it is. A nice quiet event for the bigger events. Battle zones are as usual. I believe there may be a new zone coming or not. We talked about balancing the zones again and pushing some HQs, but I did see something on the test server which made me think that maybe not. Maybe. We'll have a look. Game updates and information. Jazzy, I don't know, and Barrow. Not to get mixed up with Baru, which is really confusing. Are the new combats, so we'll take a look at them in the game. Then obviously go and check out myself, NJ Hoist, Freezes Max, and Soldier. Go and check out their channels, guys. Saga schedule. So obviously we've got week 3 here. We've got the combat event next week, so it's worth waiting for that combat information to judge whether you're going to go for that event or not. Then we've got the anniversary event after that, and a few of us are working on something special behind the scenes for that, and I hope it works out. You have to let me know. It's pretty cool, to be fair. I have been quite critical of Space Ape over some things, and one of these things that is happening, or we're trying to make happen, it's probably something I've tried for quite a while, and it's probably, I think my only frustration is it took this long to do it, but I think it's going to be pretty much done, and it's all, again, thanks to Dale. So I've got a lot to thank to Dale for, in terms of, in this game, and I honestly do think that there's a lot of things in this game. I don't even think the game would be here without Dale. Honestly, I know a lot of people call him out and think whatever of him and things like that, but all I can say is that he's helped me tremendously throughout my time in the game, and I've got nothing really bad to say about the guy. You know, we all have our faults. We all fail at some point in our careers or our jobs, and you know it happens. But for me, he tries more than anyone I know to try and make this game succeed. So, you know, I can't really hear a bad word about the guy. You know, yeah. But yeah, 5-star bot event, and it is going to be a bot event. There is a poll on Discord about whether it should be a 5-star bot or a 5-star combat, and the 5-star bot is leading the way by quite a margin. I think about 80% of votes is saying 5-star bot. So unless something drastically changes, we're going to be getting a new 5-star bot for the 8th anniversary. So yeah, looking forward to that. As always, as usual, we'll do a crystal pull. And hopefully we get a new 5-star batch soon. So I think it's about time that we're going to do our 5-star predictions. I think next week we'll probably do that. Then we've got the individual leaderboard, which I've been waiting for, with a to be determined points, but I think we showed them sort of last week, roughly. And then to be determined for the last event, which is a bit strange, because normally they play endurance at the end. Bang, in there, done. So I'm not sure what they're going to be doing at the end. I imagine it's an endurance, but who knows? So a lot of to be determined, which is it down to them looking at events and thinking we need to change these up and freshen them, or is it just lack of planning? You decide. But yeah, to be determined. Then some community corner, some cool drawings, a little collection, and then bug fixes and improvements. So we've got Area and Skillilla. He's fixed it. The reason you can't see is because I didn't make any sense of this when it was sort of described. Sorry, guys. Sorry. But I said that what I found was that when you activate the ability buffed the bots until the defense was destroyed, and the buff went away. Where it should be, you make a target, the bots attack it, and then once it's destroyed, they get the buff. I think it was reverse round. The buff was until it was destroyed rather than after it was destroyed. But supposedly that has been fixed. Brawn and full tilt, obviously bouncing all over on the second bounce. That's supposedly been fixed in a bit of a close proximity. Hope so. Cosmos and Mind Wipe was the G1 not showing the power collab. That's supposed to have been fixed as well. Huffer and Lockdown, the turret was lasting forever pretty much. Eternal turret, so that has been fixed as well. Primus Star Saber, the Dark Star Saber, misconfigured. And we're spawning 2 decoys rather than 1. So it's supposed to be just 1 and that's it once it dies gold. But it was spawning another 1 at some point, which we did show on the stream. So that's supposed to have been fixed. Ripper Snapper and Slash fixed the increase on the G1 not triggering during invisibility. That's cool. And then Optimus Prime and G1 is the big one. And Elite 1 and Lugnut added overkill protection to the G1. Because when you would use Optimus Prime, you would rush and it would lose a lot of health very quickly. And it was not triggering the G1 fast enough, and so he was dying. And so what you would have to do is you have to rush, wait until the G1 kicked in. Then he would go, right, okay, there is the invulnerability. Then you would rush. So not really fair that you have to lose that time of that rush. So supposedly they've put overkill protection in, and so now it will activate at 1 HP rather than halfway through. So now you can rush. And rush again, that will follow, and then rush until it gets down to 1 HP, and then it will crack on. So, yeah, quite a good fix, I think. In theory, we'll have to see. And they're currently looking at a Titan Arc Essence Drive and Nemesis. I realised this when I was testing Cosmos, because I wanted to get a certain amount of damage out of Cosmos. I sat there thinking, how can I get more damage out of Cosmos? He's got an EO course, increases damage. I've maxed him out. And I thought, I know. Essence Drive increases the DPS and the ability damage. I'll put that on. And then I put it on. Nothing happened. So I sort of hit Dale up and said, this ain't working. So they're looking at that. I'm pretty sure that's the name in the live server. Maybe it hasn't ever worked. We did test it in the test server and it worked alright, but maybe it didn't go through right. I don't know. So yeah, they've also reduced the cost of the cyber coins for alloy and energon by 10 times. It probably needs more than that, but wow, this has probably been a complaint since the game's concept. concept. This has probably been one of the biggest complaints ever, as in like longevity. Literally, when the game come out, like we're like, what? 30,000 coins to fill my energon? Don't think so. That's madness. £100 to do 10 battles or something. Absolutely crazy. So yeah, they have reduced it. It probably needs it a bit more, because no one in their right mind is going to spend 3,000, cyber coins on filling their energon or ally. So really, really good change though. Positive change. And then they put the tweak the battle zones. So they didn't tweak the battle zones, but hopefully some more of the HQ18s will be pushed into Zone 16. Makes Zone 16 a bit easier. Makes Zone 15 a bit more balanced. So, yeah, I agree with that. For me, though, it should be the amount of Prime Cores. And even if the Combiner's active, I could probably be a higher level Zone 16 without a Combiner active. And without Prime Cores, quite easily. But once you add that Combiner in, once you add those Prime Cores in, it gets very difficult very quickly, because you need a bot that's going to take those things out, and you need a bot for protection, and your points are less. So a lot of problems around, obviously the Combiner beacon being active and your Prime Cores. So but yeah, I'm all for it. It's a good move, positive move to increase the the experience of zones. So I'm all for it. And obviously they're still working on tooltips and things like that. So yeah, thank you, Dale. Very, very good. Let's have what people are sort of saying in the chat. I've really got a frog in my throat today. I can't keep getting there. Hoarse throat. Oh yeah, acid storm, not acid rain. Yeah. Well, yeah. You had to put endurance bots are too expensive and someone not even all that good. I think that's the point. They wouldn't be expensive if they were that good. They need to be better, I think. I really do. Hoist is getting SA11. Yes, that is true. Traxton, Lancaster support. I already use Alchemist on Scattershot right now, so 15% stack might be better. But it's SA11. Also use Buzzstrike as well on Scattershot. Can't wait to see Slingshot's ability 11. I did mention your big blade. I'm pretty sure your name quite a few times on the chat. I don't know how I missed you off if I did, but apologies. But good to see you. How's it going, Joseph Torillo? Mario Zambiano as well. Thanks for joining. What else? I'll try and say what's happening to drift. What do you mean by drift? Just let me know. As far as up Prime G1, what do you mean by that? Not exactly the same. Tony B's put we really need a Zone 17 for the game. Maybe, yeah, maybe. Mario's on bound. Very nice to see they are fixing the game. I agree, 100%. I think they've done more in the last week than they've done in the last 2 months, maybe. So very, very good. And yes, Sunstrike Slingshot is getting ability 11. Marazon Bianos, but I always see my alliance bitch about Dale, but he seems to be the only one trying, let him make endurance spots. Yeah, people do complain about Dale because he does try, and listen, sometimes he tries to fix stuff, and sometimes he breaks it through trying to fix it, and sometimes I say to him, listen, just be a bit careful with that one, because if you break that, you're going to have a lot of stick. But at least he's trying. I would rather them try to fix something and break something else and go, oh, damn, because that is going to happen. And I've already said to Dale that, I have no problem with bugs. Bugs are going to happen. It is what it is. No issue with that. My issue is when bugs have been in the game for weeks and months and don't get addressed. Or when they fix it and it doesn't fix it, and they fix it and it doesn't fix it. That's when I start to get frustrated. I'm like, listen, you knew about this 2 months ago. You've got to create time for it. It needs fixing. I understand working on tooltips, things like that, but I can still play the game with an awkward tooltip or a badly written tooltip. But I can't play the game if my bot's ability doesn't work. So it's about prioritizing, bot's abilities. That's the big one for me. The G1 cores, things like that. The things that, you use over and over and over again. Things like tooltips and all that, brilliant. I get it. It helps new players. But for me, they can sort of wait. It should be on the sort of back burner. I know if that takes 2 months, then it takes 2 months. It's not the end of the world. Go and fix those bugs. Prioritize them. That should be the the big focus around fixes. But it's good that Dale can do these things now. He's very proactive. You know, no doubt he does more hours than what he is scheduled for. And he says to me that he absolutely loves this game. We could not see him doing anything else. So, you know, he is trying like his very hardest. So, take it easy on him, guys. Anime edits, but I have an idea to fix grapple. I mean, you're welcome to put it in the chat. We'll have a look, have a discussion about it. But does it need fixing? Just don't think it's very good, basically. Yeah, and Tony B's hit a nail on the head. Dale's role is community manager. That is it. This is not his job to fix bugs. Any bug fix he does is, I suppose you could argue that it's maybe further his career because he's learning something else, part of his job. But I would say he's doing it just to improve the player experience because that's part of his role as community manager, to make sure that the player experience is good. So anything Dale does outside of that, and he's the hardest working community manager I've seen. Honestly, like most community managers, just, you know, share the newsletter, share some news, get feedback to the team, and that's pretty much it. Organize some events for the community, and that's it. You know. Cool. Okay, let's go into the game. Let's have a look at some of these bug fixes, maybe. Cool. So here we are on the test server. So let's give it a bit of a test on these new bug fixes coming in. So some pretty big bug fixes, some pretty big bots. So Optimus Prime, Ariel, and Brawn. If you can find Brawn, it's at the top somewhere for better, sure there he is. So we're going to be testing Brawn's ability. Make sure that the second bounce hits a defense, or at least another target close by, the closest one, either one. I would rather hit another defense, but if it just hits the nearest target, then it is what it is. But definitely needs to do something better. Ariel's ability needs to activate after the defense is destroyed, and Optimus Prime's G1 needs to kick in no matter how many times we charge. So let's take them battle. Let's have a look and see if they're working.
All are one.
Okay, so let's test Brawn first. Stick Brawn down here. We've got no electric build bot, so we can hit him there. You can take that out. Whoa! It's hit the nearest defense. It's actually working, I think. Wow. It's good to see Brawn working for once. Let's hit the cannon here and see what happens. Right, okay, so because that defense is so far away, it's not going to bounce to that one, which is not the end of the world. I kind of get it. It might be a bit OP if it's just bouncing all over the show. So let's try Aerial now. So we'll hit this target, see if it works. Yeah, and there we go. Aerial working as well. Let's see if this bounce can go to where there. Yep, that's working as well. That's probably the nearest defense, so yeah. I'm liking this. I'm liking this so far. Love a good bug fix. So I'm going to rush in. Yeah, I'm purposely going to keep rushing. Let's see if his G1 activates. So it's been stunned at the minute. Let's go 1%. Oh no, didn't work. Such a shame. So close yet so far, Dale. So it looks like the G1 isn't quite working right, because at that point there he should have gone invulnerable. Maybe he did halfway through, but I didn't see it. Let's have a quick check again. Optimus Prime. So when your health drops below 30%, you become invulnerable to damage and stun effects for 12 seconds. Yeah, no, that didn't happen, did it?
Attack!
What is the normal as well? Let's try normal. Let's try that.
Optimus Prime. Ready.
Oh, I can't even rush. See, I made my base an anti-rush base. I can't even rush. Have I? She's a bit of brawn again. I like it. I like this brawn. I like it. It's fixed brawn. I'm really thankful for that. It's not going well at all. I need to go again because I can't even see that 30% health. I can't even see it. Stephen Gomez put, are any 4-star bots that already have a 5-star that are worth upgrading past level 60 or getting their SA up to SA 11? Any 4-star bots? Because you've done a super chat, I will gladly go through your question. Any 4-star bots that already have a 5-star? I mean, you've always got to think sometimes that, you know, if you upgrade the 4-star, then get the 5-star, then you're going to be quite disappointed that you invested in the 4-star. So, I understand the need to not invest too much in 4-stars, but it depends on what your end game is going to be. If you think you're going to reach all the 5-stars and get most of the 5-stars in the game, then maybe not. But I still use Force Optimus Prime. Still think it's very good. I think 4-star Rook is a very good bot. I think 4-star Slingshot is a very good bot. All are 5-star versions. Who else is very good? Blur's good. Skids is good. Sit's good and Sea Spray. Basically, any of the top bots in the game in 5-stars, that means they're probably good at 4-stars. Because you're just using a bit less HP and a bit less DPS. So I think you got to think that most of my 5-stars are not maxed out on my account. They're around level 68, so they're close to maxed out. But that means if you get a 4-star and max it out, you probably got them around the same level as me, pretty much, give or take. So I think most 4-star versions of the best 5-stars in the game are decent. So you are looking at the likes of Smokescreen, the likes of Pipes, the likes of Rook, the likes of Optimus Prime, Warpath, Sea Spray, Roadbuster, Slingshot, Bumblebee, Hot Rod, 6-Gun, Sandstorm, Smokescreen, Skids, Brainstorm. In my opinion, obviously, Blue Streak, Red Alert, Minerva, even Wheeljack and Ratchet to a degree. But yeah, I would suggest just go back, you know, my sort of top rated 5-stars, look at them, and then use the 4-star versions, basically. They're still going to work almost as good, I'd say. Let's try this Optimus Prime thing again then. I hope that answers your question, Stephen Gomez.
Wow.
Let's have a look. So let's drop Prime right up here.
Optimus Prime. Ready.
Just leave him there and watch his health a minute. So he's taking damage there. Yeah, that's just 30% health. So his G1 is working.
Bots.
But is it working when you keep rushing? That was the difference before. It was always working. But if you rush during it, then no.
Attack. Optimus Prime. Ready.
So let's give this a go now. I'm going to just do a bit of a test.
Abilities ready.
We'll keep rushing.
Abilities ready.
It seems to be fixed. It does seem to be fixed. I will give him that much because there's no build bots affecting it. So, yeah, Seems to be fixed, I think. Well done, Dale. Clean sweep. So, Brawn fixed, Aerial fixed, Optimus Prime fixed, all in 1 week. Happy Wozza. Thank you. Well done. Much obliged. Good to see these bots are working finally. Especially considering I use Prime for Prime Rush sometimes. I've been wanting to use Brawn for quite a while, but not being able to because of that. And again, leveled Aerial because I thought that'd be good in a rush to lower the amount of points you're using to rush, because you rush, and hopefully you can use Aerial to rush and give him a boost and damage reduction as part of ability 11. So I was hoping that this would sort of help my bots, a bit like you would use tracks maybe. But obviously we're not at work and I couldn't really try that. So we can try that in probably next week's stream and give it a go and see how that works. So thumbs up, see the approval. Okay. Of course, 67. Maybe in 10 years we'll have all bots as 5 stars, then 6 bots might start showing up. We've already got 6-star bots. I've already said this. We've already got them. When you've got a 5-star, there's like, let's say 70-10, because that's what's max supposed to be really back in the day. Ability 10. And then you give it ability 11, which gives it an added thing. And then you add a combat to it to give it more DPS and some extra powers. Then you add ranks to it to give it more DPS again. That's pretty much a 6-star bot. And then when you add Alpha Trion and stuff like that, which gives them more of a damage increase, we've pretty much got 6-star bots already, if we're honest. Cool. Okay. So, I wanted to sort of discuss endurance bots and the sort of time frame before they come into batches. And I think back to last year and the bots that were coming out last year. And with the new batch probably coming around soon, over the next month or two, I reckon we'll have a new 5-star batch. And I was thinking, oh, what bots will we see in the next batch? So I thought it's probably going to be Alpha Trion and Tan. I think that's right. And the Junkions, bot and com. In the next batch, that's 2. Probably 5 stars in a new batch. But I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, Junkyongs, Junkkeeper and Redgar coming out around September time. And I remember Alpha Trion and Tan coming out around April, May. So that's pretty much a year before we get the chance to obtain endurance bots. And I think a year is a bit too far. It's a bit too long. I understand giving it exclusivity to people that do the endurance. I'm all for that. But I think that's a bit too long. So I thought, how can we maybe speed this process up? And I had a bit of an idea that I'm going to put forward to Dale. And just want to ask you guys what you guys think of it. And whether it'll work or not. And I thought about, what about putting bot shards in events each month? Different ones. So what they could do was, they could put, as part of a 10 or 20k event or whatever, they could put maybe 500 Redgar shards or 500 Blue Streak shards. They could do a 50k event, and at 20k you get some Redgar shards, at 40k you get Blue Streak shards maybe. With the newer bots that have just come out in endurance being at the higher end of the scale. So for example, you might have at 10k, you might get 500 Redgar shards because it's been here for a year. And then at 20k, you might get some Blue Streak shards. And at 40k, you might get 500 Leo Prime shards. And sort of going on step by step up to like maybe a 50k event, where at 50k, you also get 500 Beachcomber shards. And although it's only 500 shards, you're thinking, yeah, but you've got to get like, 5,000 or whatever it is for player characters to get that maybe as a 5-star. But you can save them up. I'm not saying 500 is the amount, but you could probably save them up. And if every week they had a different bot, or they had all the bots at a low amount in each event, it kind of encourages people to play the events as well, to maybe get these 5-star bots. I'm not saying make them free to play. I'm not saying Beachcomber comes out and in 2 months he's available free to play. But, he has to be available faster than a year. That's sort of the idea that I want to put forward to Spacey about bringing character shards for bots into events. Because I sort of play events and I'm like, man, I've got no real need for Spark. I've got real need for anything. What do I really need right now? I want Blue Streak. If I'm honest with you, that's what I want right now. I want Blue Streak. And maybe Beachcomber. So, do I not really play any events until November? When Blue Streak will probably come in a batch and I get him for free? Do I wait until next March to get Beachcomber and get him in a batch and get him for free with the events that you play and things like that? Or do I start, start a system where I can start earning shards and then probably get this bot before then? Before November. And yeah, it might be free to play or thereabouts. I might have to play in events that I'm already playing in, maybe. But then I'm kind of making me play events. It's increasing, the amount, it's increasing the engagement of the players. So that's the sort of idea that I want. And it's available for people that are just going to play events. So if you work hard in events, then chances are you're going to get these bots as 5 stars. You can take it out of the batch anyway. Because it's going to be in a batch eventually, regardless. So you're not going to lose anything. But you got to think between now and, say, November for Blue Streak, for example. There's what? 20 odd weeks? You could divide that simply how many shards for that 5-star bot. We've got the system for the 4-star bots. Why not have it for the 5-star bots? That's my idea anyway. So I'll put space safe and see what happens. But let me know what you guys think in the chat about this idea and see if it think it work. Backward Entertainment put, I was saying to give bot shards each month in a daily login. I think a daily login's a bit too much, especially for 5-star shards. I think it's too easy to log in the game, log out. I'd rather than be in events, make people play events. With the shards I did, doesn't I only get the 4-star? Yeah, at the minute, but I would put a system for the 5-star. So you can even buy the 5-star. Let's be honest, you can buy 5-star combats now for $100. So why not make it so you can buy 5-star bots at a certain point by buying bundles? Okay, let's have a look at Jazzy, and Barrow. So Jazzy, blocks 90% of damage. Every 15 seconds he gains extra health for 5 seconds. Launches 3 discs, piercing through 1.5 of the bot's DPS and disables any shields. So let's have a look at the guy and then we'll make a judgment on him afterwards. Interesting. This what happened earlier. Maybe it's the new combat. Didn't have the new combat on them. Let's not take him into battle then. But looking at Jazzy, this is my issue at the minute with him. So blocks 19% of all damage. Fine with that. Nothing new, nothing fresh. Every 15 seconds, gain extra health for 5 seconds. It's a bit like a rejuve in a way. I don't mind that. That's alright. It's nothing, nothing I'd say like it's crazy. It's alright though. But my problem with the next part, as well as launch 3 energy discs that pierce through enemies, dealing 1.5 of the bot, 1.5 times the bot's DPS. That's very like a lot of bots. You've got Bash Breaker, you've got Wind Strike, you've got all bots that do that already. It's very samey. Sounds like they've run out of ideas with that bit. Then it puts disables any shields for 5 seconds. I thought, well, what shields is there other than the shield gen cluster on defenses or on bots? Some bots do, but you look at the meta bots, of like, Swoop and Twin Twist. A lot of them don't really have shields. So I don't see what that's doing within the game, disabling shields. And some might say, well, you've got the shield gen. If you're that close to the shield gen that you need a combat to disable that shield, you're probably already dead. Because the high damage defenses are usually around the shield gen to protect them. So the first half of the ability, I don't mind. The second half of the ability, not so much, pretty much so. Not really impressed with Jazzy and Barrow, if I'm honest right now. And we'll try and take them into game one more time, see if we can. Yeah, every time I put pipes in, it crashes, so I cannot put them in. So sadly we can't look at the new combats, but hey. Okay, let's have a look at the new ability 11s. So again, we'll go through them outside of the game and hopefully we can get into the game. If it crashes, let's just go through them one by one. So, Scatter Shot. So, its ability 11 is recover 15% of the damage dealt as health for the bot. So, a bit like an Alchemist Prime Core, basically, is his G1. When you compare that to the Alchemist Core, if I can find it, where's the Alchemist Core? There it is. So, pretty similar. All of your attacks heal you for 15% of damage done. Okay. So, oh yeah, need Zen. Okay, let's look at the next one, and we'll upgrade them and then go take them into battle as well. Next one is Silverbolt. So Silverbolt, ability 11. So obviously drops an EMP bomb, disabling it 27 seconds. That was part of the normal ability. Destroyed targets release a field that nullifies anti-electric stroke stun effects for 7 seconds. Okay. Next up, we've got Slingshot. Slingshot, quite a good bot in the meta. So, Slingshot obviously raises an acid storm and blocking all healing, boosting damage by fire for 20 seconds. 15 seconds by 20%. You then take off and set the target on fire, dealing about 8k damage. That was normal. But now what's been added is destroyed enemies spread the fire to nearby enemies. So it basically spreads the fire from Slingshot's ability. Then we've got Hoist. So Hoist for ability 11 grants a 20% boosted healing for allies building for 10 seconds. So that's a bit strange that his ability description's changed, but it adds on 20% boosted healing for 10 seconds. So obviously it heals in shielding an area, I think it is. Someone will probably have a better idea than me. But it's an extra 20% boosted healing for 10 seconds. Let's take them into battle, see what they do, and upgrade them first. Oh yeah, it needs Zen. So ability 11, I think Silverbolt's already done. Yeah. Slingshot's already done. Right, we've got to go. Let's go. Should go normal mode for now. I don't want to break it.
Bots, attack!
Oh, hang on, yeah.
Bots, retreat!
Did Optimus get it? Did it? There's not been much talk about him. Let's put it that way. I've got Optimus as well, sure. Oh yeah, and Optimus also launched explosives that set enemies on fire for 10 seconds, dealing blah, blah, blah damage. 25 explosion radius increase. So let's have a look at him as well. So let's upgrade him to ability 11. Oh, he's smart now. There we go. Let's hope this works. Fingers crossed. Yes.
Autobots.
Okay, so scatter shot. So obviously, pretty similar to what I did before, but this time he sort of heals himself. So let's have a look at action. So let's have a look at his health bar. You can see there he's taking damage. So quite low on damage. Then let's use the ability. Did he even heal himself? Let's have a look again. Let me watch the healing bit. There he is healing, you can see there. And he is healing. Let's go Silver Ball. Silver Ball, let's take out this structure here. Then an anti-EMP area around that will become apparent. Let's have a look at Slingshot. Let's put Slingshot up here. And what should happen is you put this down and then the fire spreads. Can't see much there.
Reach the whirlwind.
Let's use Hoist. Ultimate Optimus, I'll look at his range there. See there, a lot bigger range. Hit a target over there. As you can see, a lot bigger range. Let's try Ultimate Optimus on this section here. If we can, we got enough. Maybe not. I'll try if I can. Can I get another use out of him? No. No, we can't. Okay, so first impressions. Let's go through them one by one. So, Scatter Shot first. So, I'm not a fan of Scatter Shot at all. I don't think he does enough damage. At max, 7,000 acid damage is not a lot. It's okay. It's not bad if you can combo it. But at a cost of 5 plus 2, you've got to think that the Scatter Shot does 7.5k damage. Okay? There's no real core that increases special ability damage, like a Neo core or a Volatile Mixture, because it's a special bot. So it does 7,200 acid damage. But then when you compare him to Skids, who does roughly the same, don't forget this is only 67, 11, who does roughly the same, but is a gunner and sits right back for the same cost of 5 plus 3, very similar at least, then I'd pick Skids all day. And I said to Dale multiple times, I said on my channel loads of times, that melee bots need to have crazy damage. I would honestly give Scattershot 10k acid damage. I really would. And people will go, that's over the top. And it is, because it's a melee special. And I sort of pointed out to Dale that the best melee specials in the game are the bots that do crazy amounts of damage. You're talking Optimal Optimus, you're talking Roadbuster, bots like that. And the other bots I consider quite high, the likes of Blaster, are more support bots. So you either need a really good support aspect of his ability, or he needs really good damage. Now, Scattershot support is not that good. very little. All right, reduces healing thingy, and his damage is not amazing. It's quite average. It's not awful, but it's quite average. So for a bot that has that, he needs something really good. And I think 15% of all damage, I mean, it's a waste. Because we've already got a prime core that does that, and yes, you can stack the prime core with this, so it's doing 30%. Okay, but I just think you've got a prime core that can heal him. You've got combats that can heal him. Are you going to use all three to keep him alive? I think it's a bit silly if you have to. I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of Scattershot in general, and I think that again, it was another opportunity to rework this bot. It's a bot that most people say is quite poor. It was another opportunity to rework him. They chose not to, from what I can see already, and it's just an average upgrade for an average bot with very average use. So not a big fan of the build 11 for that one. Then we've got Silverbolt. Now, Silverbolt, I am completely puzzled with. So he drops an EMP bomb on the target, dealing 491 for 21 seconds, disabling it. Okay, we get that, yeah. But let's be honest, it was very niche. Because if they're putting anti-EMP build bots, it was very difficult to get around them. Then you've got healing in an area, which negates it as well. So there's a lot of counters for Silverbolt. So I feel like he really needed a really good ability 11. And it says here that destroyed targets release a field that nullifies anti-electric and stun effects. Okay, so the only anti-electric and stun effects that I can think of are outpost bots, some of them, but most of the FFD lightning rod cores. So let's replace that with lightning rod cores for 1 second. So destroyed targets. Okay, so if you're using Silverbolt and there's a lightning rod, he can't destroy the target because the lightning rod nullifies his damage. But let's say he could. He then destroys the target, releasing a field that nullifies the lightning rod core. But then why do you need to nullify it if he can destroy a target? Then it's of no use anyway. And then it lasts for 7 seconds. So if you're going to use Silverbolt, and this is ability 11, you're going to use him on a defense that he can't destroy, but needs to destroy, to nullify a stun effect or anti-electric effect that's not there because he can't destroy the target if the lightning rod is there, and then it's only going to last for 7 seconds. So if there is any build bots, it's not going to work unless you can stun the build bot, but that's for 24 seconds, but you're only getting the anti-stun for 7 seconds. It just doesn't add up at all. Like, it just contradicts itself. And I think that it shows a lack of understanding for the game and the mechanics, I'm honest. When I read it, I was baffled, and I tried it, and I sat there thinking, this must mean the MDS. This must mean that it does damage against the MDS. Oh, no. It does do damage against the MDS. Maybe it can stun the MDS. Right, okay. No, it can't. No. Well, maybe you could just stun the MDS or, from the launch pad. But then why would you want to do that? It's not going to do any damage. You're not bothered about a lot the MDS and the launch pad. But let's just say it did work. Let's just say it did all these things and it got rid of the anti-stun. And you thought, right, I can take out an MDS or a cannon around the sort of shield gen area maybe from the launch pad so I don't have to get close to it. And then you've got Micronus anyway. And self-repair cores that negate Silverbolt as well. Silverbolt has got so many counters, it's unbelievable. And hence why he's not in the meta that much. And so I expected a really, really good ability 11. And I feel really, really let down by it. Hoist and Crankcase. If we're looking at Hoist and Crankcase, I'm not one for them in general as a bot. But a 20% boost in healing for allies and buildings for 10 seconds. I just think that because his ability is 15 seconds, why not make it 15 seconds? Why 10? That to me just doesn't make any sense. They both should align. 15 seconds ability, 10-second boost, just make it 15 seconds. And I think that a 20% boost for 15 seconds on healing and for allies or buildings, whatever, I don't think you're going to see him on defense by getting that. I don't think you're going to see that at all because he's a melee special. And is he melee special? Yeah. No, he's not. No, he's not melee special. He's good at fighting. But yeah, but he's not got a lot of HP really. He's not very good. So I don't think you're going to see him on defense. So, but definitely make it 15 seconds. I think that's a half decent upgrade for ability 11. I wouldn't say wow. It's half decent. Then we've got Slingshot. Slingshot's a bit of a weird one because I think it's simply not working. Because when I tested it out, I thought, okay, well, he does 8.5k damage at ability 11. Now it says here, destroyed enemies spread the fire. But how much fire gets spread? So if he does like, 8.5k damage and destroys the target at 8k and there's 500 damage left, does that just spread 500 damage in the area? If that's the case, that's pretty crap. 500 damage, whatever's left. But if you're doing 8.5k fire damage to target and then when it's destroyed, you're doing 8.5k fire damage in the area around it, that's pretty OP. And that would make me go and pull 5-star Slingshot in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. I think that'd be amazing. But I can't test it. Because it's not working. As you saw earlier, we hit a target, destroyed it, no fire. So we'll come back next week and we'll sort of see what they've done with this. But I think Slingshot has a lot of potential. Maybe. Possibly. And then last off, we've got Optimus Primal, who I nearly forgot. But looking at Optimus Primal. So Optimus Primal... Optimus, sorry. So Optimus, the final one, at 65, 11, so still quite low level for me. Doing 1000 damage is still pretty good. But that increase in range was quite substantial. I'm quite impressed. And I'd probably say that at the minute, this is the pick of the bunch. Really good fire damage in a huge area. He was already... If we had to pick these 5 bots and say who was the best of these 5 bots, I would have said Optimus is the best before ability 11. And he's probably got the best ability 11 as well. So I just think we've made a good bot very good and better. And we do see this guy on defense quite a bit. So that could even increase that. So super impressed with Optimus's ability 11. Slingshot, wait and see. We'll have to see how it goes. Crankcase and Hoist, not bad. Not bad upgrade. Scattershot and Leozak are absolutely turd, so I would not bother with them, even playing with them personally. I know some people like them, but at my level of the game, I just think they're pretty crud. You need 10k plus damage to do anything, and definitely not. I'm definitely not comboing them for 5 ability points with a melee special bot. And Silbo is absolutely ridiculous. And I think they'll probably end up changing Silbos because it doesn't make any sense to me at all. Hopefully someone can correct me and say, what was you got this a bit wrong. But it makes no sense at all. Let me know what you think in the comments though. Which one are you looking forward to the most? Do you think Silbos... Have I got it wrong? Have I? Surely not. Do any of them need changing? Do anyone just need a bit of a buff in stats? Let me know what you think, guys, in the comments, and I will pass it on. So have a look. So, yeah, G-Lock spot, I don't understand. SA11 by Silverbolt. Yeah, same. Tony B, such a crazy weak heal. Yeah, I agree, yeah. Ultimo isn't bad, it seems. Cyber Inferno was put. Yeah, same. Sunstreaker put Optimus' ability damage kind of lame, but it's better. I can't quite blame it if not wanting to make an already good, but I disagree. I think it's pretty good. Matt Polis put, so Silbot's ability lets out a pulse of anti-stun once building is destroyed. That must be a massive range on the pulse as an electric build-bot basically nullifies the ability. Exactly what I just said, pretty much, yeah. Silbot, why would you want anti-electric, anti-stun? You use the ability deep range, your bots will never get there. I agree with that as well. Carly Mac support, so Acid Storm, Slingshots, S11, it's similar to Prowl or Brawl's G1. Ability 11, I think so. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah. Tracked by Lancaster Sport, Alchemist is better because of all damage, heal, scatter shot, not just SA. I agree. Needs like 10k SA at least on par with Optimus. Agreed. Big Blade Put makes Silbot ignore anti-stun, both his single rockets and the AoE explosion. Yeah. Maybe do we want anti effects on anti-effects? I don't know about that. Darklands don't have a use in the meta. Agreed. Unless it's an area stun, but even then it's nullified by anti-stun cores, lightning rods, so yeah. Lancaster Support, I only use Silbot to take out ranged targets like Beam Laser and now Nexus Core, Clear Mines or Blue Streak. The rest after is a Dirty Blue Special or Black Door. Darklands Support Scatter Shot needs to be air class. I probably agree with that as well, to be fair, yeah, but I don't think they can put range combats on him, so yeah. Darklands should be a triple changer. I agree. I said that when he came out. I said when he came out as a 5-star, I was like, you really need to make this guy a triple changer. But they said no, badly, sadly. Tracked by Lancaster Support, you're spot on about Silbolt. Stupid. If anything makes Silver's bolts SA immune to anti-electric. Maybe. My police bot, I'm a Silverbolt lover with my first max bot. He already does one job very well, but almost useless if protected by an anti-EMP BB. This SA11 is a slap in the face. Yep. Optimal is goated once again. Hoist has potential. Slingshot would be great. Scattering into buff in general, and I'm already tweaking Silverbot SA11. Yeah, agree with that. Agree. Spencer, maybe Silverbot might be better on defense. What anti-EMP? No, I don't know. I'm not too sure about it. You would never put a jet on defense though. Not really. New Silver, old SA11. Unleashes rocket that does it normal time and damage but ignores stun immunity. If a target is destroyed, unleash an EMP AoE. Also ignores anti-stun. A lot of people are saying that, but I don't know if that's the right way to go. Alf trying to ask when they're coming out. We're not too sure yet. We're still in testing. Like I said, don't forget, guys, that these things are still obviously testing and things will change. Okay, last up and finally, let's have a look at 5-star Ruination. So again, these numbers may change, guys. Don't forget. I'm not going to take them into the game today. There's a lot of balancing I think needs to be done with these. But I am going to give you a bit of an insight. So first thing what I would say is that, again, the values on the test server are not right. We've been quoted 300k Zen to upgrade him. It is not going to be that. We have been told it's going to be more Zen than that. So I will say to everyone, start Zen farming now. Start getting that Zen in. I will try and get close to maxing it if I was you. Come this Monday, I am going to be Zen farming again. Ready for 5-star Ruination. Make sure you've got all the bots, and if you haven't and you've got 5-star pulls, go and get them in preparation. I think you need all the 5-star bots. I presume you do. I don't, but I do on a test server. And here is Ruination. So as you can see, he has 4 abilities. So don't worry about the emblem. That's just a placeholder. But let's have a look at the 5-star ability and let me know in the comments what you guys think. That's the key. Wrecker's Assault. The combiner summons holograms of Whirl, Roadbuster and Twin Twist to perform their abilities. Twin Twist will stay in their transformed mode. Their HP and DPS being 40% of the combiners. So HP and DPS, you are looking at around 400 DPS and around 40k health. So nothing too crazy. So for me, first impressions was that the hollows won't pop outposts. So you can't use them for that. There was a bit of a discussion on the test server about that. But they've come out and said, no, the hollows will not pop outposts. That would be crazy OP. But my worry is that when they announced this 5-star combined, we all lost our mind and said, this is going to be mental. And the Space 8 came out and said, no, listen, we're going to balance it in a way that it doesn't really make Ruination that much stronger. And I think what they've done is, I think they've looked at it and gone, how can we make him more of a defensive bot? So I think they've looked at it and gone, listen, we can have World Robust and Twin Twist then appear, so there's extra like outpost bots in a way. And maybe that was the reason that they didn't want to bring out a 5th outpost, because they thought the 5th outpost with these 3 on defense with the combiner is gonna be madness. But I love doing this. But who in their right mind is going to use the best combiner on attack on defense so you can't use him? You're basically going into war with one hand behind your back. Yes, there are people out there that don't use Ruination, granted, but it is a lot harder. He makes it a lot easier. So although they're trying to give it an angle to improve it on defense, I think all they're going to achieve is actually improving him more on offense. I know, because I spoke to Dale about this and he said, I don't see how that improves him on offense, or words to that effect. I said, but if you drop 3 hollows, then the defenses are going to target them hollows, and they're not targeting Ruination. So Ruination has more survivability. So you are increasing him on attack. And you've got 3 bots then taking out defenses while he's doing whatever he's doing. So you're improving him. So we're making the game even easier again with Ruination. And my mind's just like, you know, they sort of said they're going to find some clever way. This is not a clever way. This is not a clever way to do it. This is, I like the idea behind it. If this idea was on a different combiner, I would be sat here going, this is amazing. I love this idea. It's really cool. We can use it on defense. We can use it on offense. Brilliant idea. And I do think it's a good idea. But not for Ruination. Not for the best combiner in the game. And that's where I sort of go like, you know, it's a bit too far. But we'll look at it more over the coming weeks when it is balanced. Let me know, like I said in the comments, what you think about it. And we will update you next week with probably a playtest in-game with any changes made to it. And then we can take a further look. But for now, this is what we're at in terms of playtest. And we'll see what the playtesters can do with it. Let's have a look. Matt Poley, why only 3 of them? Might as well have done all 5. Yeah, fair point. But I think it would have been lower HP and a bit rubbish, but yeah. Traxplay Lancaster's put, well, wait, what? Is this 5-star ability? What would you use this to distract? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Big Blade, 11 defenders would be nuts. Yeah, I agree. But I'm not going to put them on defense. Traxplay Lancaster, I'll never use Ruination on defense. How much DPS and HDS does he get? I don't know, because we don't. We haven't got those 5-star actually, yeah. So I imagine it's not much of an increase, but yeah. And you get that as well, yeah. DPS and HP increase as well. Wow. Matt Poley, give that 5-star move to Superior so we get an air show. That'd be pretty cool, yeah. Traxplay Lancaster, a clever way would be to bring all the other combiners on par with Ruination. Agreed. Kaiji Makarite's trolling, saying pretty cool ability, but remember the new anti-water core will counter him completely. You reckon? Vic Ching, did you upgrade the 5-star Ruination with Combiner Sparks as well, or just Zen? I haven't upgraded mine, like I said, yeah, I haven't got the parts here, I've got a 5-star version. But, like I said, that is to come. We'll go through it a bit more next week. But the cost is different on the test server, so I don't really want to even show that, to be honest with you. Big Blaze, but he basically, someone's basically world if he wasn't mid. Roadbuster is going to make your life hell. I don't think so. Removing the shield. Meh. And T2, who's already good. I see a potential defense shine from him. Yeah, maybe, but no one's going to do that and lose him on offense. Tony B put, yeah, Ruin's going to be stronger for sure. The holograms are going to keep him alive much longer. Spencer, I think it would make Ruination even stronger. I don't know what they would do with the other combiners. Agreed. God knows. Making the best combiner in the game so much better. Tracks. The question: will players in PL give up FFD and anti-hat for water and elemental protection? Doubtful. No, not a chance. I wouldn't anyway. If you do, I'll probably beat your base without a combiner. Can you imagine all the points saved by not having to take out the FFDs and things like that? So much easier. So much easier. Well, that is it for today's stream. I said early get up for me because I need to take my PC in for repairs. So thanks to everyone for tuning in. Like I said, don't forget to subscribe, guys. Don't forget to like on the video. I'll be back next week with more news on the ability 11, where we can probably showcase Slingshot a bit more. More news on Scattershot maybe. More news on 5-star Ruination. And more news, hopefully, on the 5-star event. And even on the events for the end of Saga, hopefully. Hopefully. Well, join us next week, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And see you guys later. And peace out.